So, over the last few Darren Daily sessions, we have been talking about finding solutions using first principles. Most people mistakenly believe that creativity is something only some of us are born with. We either have it or we don't. Fortunately, there is ample evidence that that assertion is horsepucky. We are all creative beings, and we are all born creative. But during our formative years, that creativity can be beaten out of us by busy and overwhelmed parents and tired and cranky teachers. As adults, we rely on convention and what we're told and what it says on the internet, because that's easier than breaking things down into first principles and thinking for ourselves. Thinking first principles will help you take off the blinders. It's one of the best ways to help you learn to think for yourself, to unlock your creative potential and move from linear to exponential results in your life. I know that it's easier to talk about the first principle, but more difficult to practice it in your daily life. This is because we love to optimize form instead of function, aesthetics instead of purpose, features instead of what really improves outcomes. When we think of breaking things down to a smaller level, we're always thinking about changing the appearance or the look of something rather than changing its actual core function or purpose, thus creating a better outcome. If we go back in time to ancient Rome, we'll find a perfect example of changing form but not actual purpose. For thousands and thousands of years, people have used bags to transport stuff to school, for business, travel, and everyday lugging stuff around. Later, zippers were added to those bags, and more recently, plastic and nylon bags became a thing. But even though we saw improvements and changes in the bags, nothing about the function of the bag was changing. We were changing the appearance, the overall look of the bag, without actually changing the core function. Now, of course, you don't always need to change the function if something works the way it is. It's perfectly fine to leave it that way. But if you're looking for a solution to a complex problem, or you want to find a breakthrough, then you want to use first principles to break the problem down and focus on changing the function, not only the form. Now, if we go back to ancient Rome, while people were lugging stuff around in bags and satchels, carriages and wagons were rolling around them. No one ever thought to put wheels on a bag, which would improve the very purpose of the bag, to lug stuff around easily. It wasn't until 1970, a long time since ancient Rome, that a fellow named Bernard Sadow got the brilliant idea to take the same wheels, albeit smaller, that were on those wagons and carriages all the way back in ancient Rome, and put them on the bottom of the bags, inventing the first rollable suitcase. Now, today, we can't even imagine carrying all our luggage by hand through airports and hotels. So here's how to go about this. Are you ready to write this down? Let's go through it. Number 1, identify. Identify your problem or desired outcome. Number 2, break things down into smaller first principle pieces, and then look at each component as its own individual moving part. This drives innovation because it makes you look at things from a different perspective. Number 3, look outside your product category, your industry, your solution set for a part or a piece that can be imported into yours. For example, in 1935, a French-Canadian, Joseph Bombardier, was looking for a vehicle that could travel across deep snow where other vehicles floundered. He used first principle thinking to get his breakthrough. He looked at 3 existing solutions. 1, a motorboat with a skier. 2, a military tank. And 3, a bicycle. Then he broke the items down into their constituent parts. A motorboat has a motor, the hull of a boat, a pair of skis. The tank, metal treads, steel armored plates, and a gun. Bicycle, handlebars, wheels, gears, and a seat. Then he asked, what can you create from these individual parts? And that is number 4. Now, combine those parts to create something new in accordance to your desired outcome. That is when John created the snowmobile, by combining the handlebars and seat from the bike, the metal treads from the tank, and the motor and skis from the boat. This is the process of first principles thinking in a nutshell. It is a cycle of breaking a situation down into the core pieces and then putting them back together in a more effective way to achieve your desired breakthrough solution. In 3 words, deconstruct, then reconstruct. The snowmobile example also highlights another hallmark of first principles thinking, which is the combination of ideas from seemingly unrelated fields. A tank and a bicycle appear to have nothing in common, but pieces of the tank and pieces of the bicycle can combine to develop innovations like a snowmobile. And that is how we help so many business owners and leaders create transformational breakthroughs in their business at our Business Masterclass. It is because we help them find new, often outside of their industry, first principles that they then can import into their business and industry, and that creates a breakthrough. I walk through over 500 first principle ideas, strategies that have been a catalyst to exponential growth for tens of thousands of companies in hundreds or 1,000 different industries. You see, most often it is not a new idea that creates a breakthrough, and it most certainly isn't following what everybody else in your industry is teaching and repeating. It's getting access to ideas, innovations, and strategies in other industries and being the first to bring those proven winners into yours. That is what catapults you straight to the top of your industry, making you the dominant player and the market leader in your space. Either way, you can use first principle thinking and first principle practices to find solutions to problems and new creative breakthroughs to achieving your big goals. So, I hope the series has been helpful to you. This is really decoding the matrix for you. This is what Charlie Munger attributes his strategic thinking success to in helping guide Berkshire Hathaway to its many, many billions, and Elon Musk in building his companies to over $1 trillion. So at least consider how using first principle thinking can help you solve complicated business and personal problems and make life simpler and easier for you, your clients, and your team. And tomorrow, I will show you how to use first principles to find breakthrough solutions in your personal life. Okay? So for today, if you're up for giving first principles a try, write #first principles in the comments below.